All right, there we go. Hey, everyone, and welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today, we're talking about learning how to lose weight, because if you're not losing weight currently, it's because you don't know how. All right, I'm going to be blunt with you. You think you know how. I know you believe you know how to do it, but you don't. I'm telling you, because we do what we know. And so you know how to be overweight, but you do not know how to lose weight and live as a thin, healthy person. And this distinction is crucial because you're making the core mistake of thinking you know exactly what to do. And so you just need to beat yourself up and blame yourself and, berate yourself to get yourself to do the right thing. But the reality is that you do not know how to think like a thin, healthy person. You don't know how to live it like a thin and healthy person. And most importantly, you don't know how to eat like a thin and healthy person. And so it's more of a learning problem. You don't know how to do it than it is that you know how to do it. You're just not doing it. And once you understand that, it changes the whole tone of the conversation in your head from, hey, come on, you jerk, do what you're supposed, you should do, to, how can we get ourselves? I want to eat better. I want to be healthier. I want to lose weight. How can I get myself to do it? How can I do it in a comfortable way? This distinction's everything, because it changes the entire process that you're using to try and lose weight. And the diet industry is conditioned to think that just because you got a meal plan or just because we told you what to do, then you should be able to do it. How does life work that way? It doesn't. You just because you know how to do something doesn't mean you do it. Are you telling me the only area of your life that you don't do what you think you should is with your weight? Because there's all sorts of things as humans that we're not doing that we should do, or we're not doing that we want to do. And so we have to understand that this is a process of understanding ourselves more, of understanding why we do what we do, and most importantly, learning how to behave and think and live and eat as the person who we want to be. But it is a learning process. And so the whole tone has to change, because if you speak to someone who doesn't know how to do something, why would you yell at them? Why would you berate them? They don't know. And so instead of yelling at them and being mad at them, why not be relaxed and calm with them and show them what to do? And I know you're thinking, Jim, I know how to eat. I know what I got to do. This is bullshit. I know what I have to do. Then why aren't you doing it? Just because you have a vague idea of what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat is not the same as having actual knowledge of how to do it, right? You may not play the piano. You know how to play the piano, though. You know you hit the keys in the right order at the right time and you got music. It's obvious. But can you do it? No, because you don't know how. So there's a difference between knowing how to do something, like how it's done on a very high level, and how to actually do it. And this is the problem you find yourself in with the weight, is you have a very high level understanding. I should eat better and exercise. But how do you get yourself to do these things consistently? You have no idea. No idea. And until you learn them, you never will. But you're not going to learn them if you just keep beating yourself up and pretending and imagining that you do know what to do. And you just need to force yourself to do it. You're going to stay stuck in that same loop that you've been in for probably decades. So the secret is to learn how to do it. If you have no idea how to learn this, go to my bio, click the link at the hypnosis session, watch the video I made for you, and read the emails I send, because I'll show you how. But the key thing is to learn how to do it. And until that, it's going to be a struggle for you. So I hope that this is at least created a little bit of a spark for you to actually learn how to be a thin and healthy person, as opposed to trying to just force yourself to do it. So I hope this helps you out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. And yeah, what I'm just talking about is so important. And I try and put it into a bite-sized piece. What's up, Connie? How's it going? But boy, the learning thing really came up full force today in a coaching call I was doing with a long-term client. Hey, Julie, how's it going? So yeah, the learning thing, I mean, I could talk about this all day long. And I find it fascinating because most people don't think this way about it. And it was a very insightful conversation I had, because the person I was working with worked for a long time, and they are super duper smart and successful with it all. And yet still, we had to go through this today. So how's it going, Nura? Nura says, my results really started kicking in these past couple of weeks. This was also a reminder of how female cycle is monthly while male is a daily one. So our results are way more erratic. Okay. I'm now kind of playing with my blueprint, reorganizing it in more terms of a month and a day week. Perfect. That's perfect. And that's part of the program. Program Yourself Thin really is about understanding yourself, becoming more aware first. It all starts with awareness. And again, and I've got to argue with dieters every day, but you're not aware, dieters. You ain't aware of shit. Like, you're not. Want to debate that? You can count your calories down to the calorie and you're still not aware of shit. So there you go. So we got to become aware of ourselves. Everyone's different. You know what I mean? Everyone's got kind of their unique situation, their unique genetics, their unique physiology, all one of a kind. You're one of a kind. So I'm so happy to hear that, Nura. And that's the typical program yourself then pattern. I make no claims that this isn't a fast weight loss program. It's not built for that. I don't give a shit how fast you lose weight. Don't give a shit. I care about how long you keep it off. And so, I think that what ends up happening with Program Yourself Thin people, I was just saying this to a client, is that the first 3 months are probably the hardest, to be honest, because the first 3 months, the biggest thing you're battling is your impatience, and but again, anything in your life that you've stuck with, college is probably my greatest example, but anything you've stuck with in your life and gotten good at, and you look back on it, was there any way you could have got good at it in a week, a month, 3 months? Really? Because I don't think so. So I think anything in life you're going to get good at, it's going to take time, right? And yet when it comes to weight, you're just conditioned to be so impatient. And so if you can cut the shit with the impatience for a little bit, what happens is you give yourself the time to learn and to grow and to become aware and to become another version of yourself, which is what the goal really is. It's not to be the same fucking you, just who lost a couple pounds and then you're going to put it all back on. I mean, yeah, I don't say this every day, but I really get old. So anyways, Nura, I'm super proud of you. And again, the thing for Nura is, this is what I try to say, like the diet. Okay. Yeah. Here's your plan. Go follow it. And you force yourself to follow the line and you get some results and then you stop and okay. But with Nura, what's happening is she's realizing, oh, I need to look at this more as a monthly thing. Get it? Right. Because for women, they're more on a monthly cycle, right? If you're having your period, it's gone that week. Isn't just that week, it's affecting the weeks before and the week after, right? There's effects. So you better take that into account, right? And if you're in a diet, and what do you think? Because if you're on a fucking diet, what are you going to do? You're going to be the same every single day. Cycles be damned. Nothing matters. I'm just going to be the exact same person every single day. Doesn't matter that I'm literally transforming biochemically. I'm just going to be the same person. Bullshit. And so Nura's here on a whole nother level. And the level is what am I dealing with? Oh, okay. This week I'm kind of in this mood. I'm in this hunger, this mood, I'm this. And she's adjusting to her experience. And what fucking world doesn't that make more sense than trying to follow the same fucking diet everyone in the world's trying to follow perfectly? Every single day is the same. Oh my God. I'm fired up today, but I'm proud of you, Nura, because that's where you want to be. So super happy to hear that. What's up, Jen? Jen says, scale has been stuck for almost a week. I literally said out loud today to make myself get over it. Who gives a shit? There you go. It's just, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck if your scale stuck for a week? Like, let me put it in different context. Cause I love, it's funny. One of my clients, she's got a couple advanced degrees. And I said, what would happen if you had gone into college in your freshman year? Let's just say you went to get a degree in biology. And it's like the first month, the first week, right? You start your class as a freshman. Like, I haven't learned biology yet. I still don't understand biology, right? The first month goes, oh my God, I still don't understand biology. This isn't working. This isn't going to work. It's not going to work. It's not working, right? It's like, or you start playing the piano, right? The week goes by. Oh my God, I still don't play piano. A month goes by. I'm still not that good. It's never going to work. Like, what in your life that you're any good at, if you had that time frame, would you be good at it? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is why I'm always talking about the time frame of a dieter, because it's so short that it sets you up for failure. So yeah, who gives a shit? Again, in Program Yourself Thin, we focus on the process. So for example, let's just say someone snacks at night every night, right? And they eat 500, 600, 700 calories every night. And magically, I'm giving an example here, but let's say magically they're able to strategically eliminate that. Right. They make some shifts and changes and just long story short, they get rid of that habit at night. Okay. So comfortably. And so they comfortably have just stopped eating at night after dinner. Let's just say. So the first week goes by and they look at the scale and the scale hasn't moved. And they say, oh my God, this isn't working. Well, what the fuck isn't working? You have comfortably stopped eating at night for the week. It was easy. And you foresee yourself doing this forever. So it's like, how can you not focus on that and feel over the moon? Because do you not think that stopping at night after over a month, 6 months, a year, do you think that's not going to make a difference in your weight? This is such a good example of how dieters are so caught in their emotions. It was like, oh, a week went by. I completely changed this behavior comfortably. Again, not diet-wise. I'm talking about in Program Yourself, then we change things comfortably. And so imagine again, I don't want you to magical think for a second, just for the sake of this thought experiment, but you magically were able to get rid of your nighttime eating. It just disappeared. And so you step on the scale at the end of the week and you're freaking out because the scale hasn't moved. Meanwhile, you've completely transformed the worst fucking habit you got. Don't you think that's going to make a difference over time? But it's the way you think about it that's going to dictate if you stick with it. Because the dieters say, I haven't lost any weight. It's not working. Forget it. And they just start eating again. You know, I mean, it's just how many times you guys got in this trap? That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like, you're all so smart. And it's like, it's really not a statement on your intelligence, because intelligence and awareness are two totally separate things. Because my whole career has been working with extremely intelligent people who are missing the most obvious shit. You would not even believe it. I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe it. People in my program, especially the coaching program, they know this. They see this every single coaching call. They see and they've experienced themselves, very intelligent people missing giant things. So again, intelligence and awareness are two totally separate things. But you dieters, one of the biggest traps you get in is that, again, the dieting philosophy is stupid anyways. You're trying to do too much. It's unsustainable. But even if you were able to sustainably, comfortably change something, you probably still quit because you wouldn't get the results fast enough for you, you know? And so again, I try and tell you that the diet industry is a bunch of bullshit. They're not on your side. They don't want you to lose weight. They're all owned by the big food companies, and they've conditioned you to think like a schmo. And so you'll never lose weight as a dieter. So, you know, it's time to try something different if you really care, you know? So yeah, I'm proud of you, Jen. It feels good to say who gives a shit. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? And I tell you, like, it's not just this. I mean, like, I run my business. If I ran my business in the first week, I was like, oh my God, I make a profit. I didn't make any money. I would have quit instantly. And I would have quit 1,000 times. So it's like, I don't know, anything worthwhile in life. I feel like the more shorter term your focus is, the faster it is you're going to quit. I just believe that. So maybe you don't, and that's cool too. I'm not judging you, but I believe that you've got to be able to absorb the short-term results, because your weight loss in the short term is going to be inconsistent and unpredictable. It's not fucking mathematical. That's why I hate calorie calculators, because they put this bullshit idea in your mind that you're just gonna put these numbers in and now you can I was just saying that too. I was doing a call, like I used to, when I was working with clients at one point, we would track their weight every week. Okay. And so I know in your mind, you dieters, you think it's gonna be a straight line of success down. I never saw that. What I saw is I would see like this jaggedy up and down lines. Now it trended down. Okay. But it was up and down the whole way. Is that how you think about your weight loss? Is that how you think it's going to be? No. You think you're going to start day one and straight line right down to my goal. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be 2 pounds a week all the way down to my goal. It's not. And the more you think that it is, the more you're setting yourself up for failure, because you're going to be disappointed. It's not going to be like that. Has it been like that for you? If it was, you wouldn't even be here listening to me. You'd be then healthy and happy and living your life, right? But that's not how it's worked. And you can't figure out why. So, yeah, Nurse says working with your body instead of against it. Exactly. But then she goes, literally never crossed my mind before you. I know. That's what, it's so funny. Like, I literally love what I do. I tell you this all the time. I'm the luckiest person on the planet. I like, it was hard to take a week off. You know what I mean? I love doing this because I get to work with really smart, awesome people who I think everyone deserves to be thin and healthy. And the people I work with are able to be. They've got the ability. They're hardworking people. They're smart. They're intelligent. They put the work in, but they have not got the system. They don't have the right approach. And so, you know, they're trying to do it with diets, and diets are not meant for you to live at your goal weight. So I'm so happy, Nora, to hear that, because that's what I always love. That's one of my favorite things, is that it's the big obvious shit that people are missing, you know, especially the weight loss. But the idea of like working with your body it sounds like it makes a lot of logical sense, but dieters never think that. You know, dieters are extremely illogical, and it's because they've been hypnotized. You know, dieters are really in a trance, and a trance state is not a logical state of being. It's a zombie-like state of being where you're kind of just working on complete autopilot. And that's how you dieters are when it comes to weight loss. You're like zombies in a trance. You ain't fucking using your brains. I think people get so mad when they pop on here and I'm becoming an asshole. I guess I am being kind of an asshole. I guess I can't. What am I going to do? Say I'm not being one? I mean, if you're a dieter, it's probably pretty offensive what I'm saying, but is it not true though? I don't know. Is it not true? Do you really think as a dieter you're using your brain? I find it crazy because it's like you're so smart. And it's like if you look at the evidence of your experience dieting, how the fuck are you ever going to start another diet again? Like you've been dieting for decades and it has never worked. And not only has it never worked, it's the exact same thing every single time. You do it for a little while and then you stop doing it. And it's like, I know it never occurs to you to do something different because you don't know anything different. You got three options in your mind. If you're an American, you got dieting, you got surgery, and you got injections. Three things, basically. And the idea of like working on your mindset, huh? What? What's up, Julie? Julie said, I stopped eating donuts and croissants. How could I not lose weight and feel better? That was the worst habit I had. Don't miss it. Yeah, exactly. So, but at the same time, you can stop eating donuts and croissants and it might take, I don't know why, it might take a month for the weight to come off. I don't know why. Do you not believe that? Do you think, no, Jim, that's bullshit. If I stop eating donuts and croissants, I'll lose weight this week. Is that what you think? Good luck. Good luck. Because I have done almost 6,000 private weight loss sessions, and that's not what I've seen. I can't make fucking heads or tails in the short term of how weight comes off. I have studied this obsessively for 30 years, and I'm literally reading a book called Burn, which is making my head spin because it's really detailed, like science of metabolism. And I got to be honest, I read the second chapter was all about the science. My head was swimming. I'm like, oh my, I got to come back to this one. I'm going to have to do a couple reads of this. But the point being that even this, it's not, if you're sitting there thinking you're going to like cut your calories by 500 or 1,000 calories a day and it's going to show up this week, it may, and it may not. Go look up some weight loss studies where they put groups of people in a metabolic lab and track every calorie in and every calorie out. And what you're going to see is these people lose wildly different amounts of weight. Same calorie reduction, same time period, same lifestyle, different results. So if you're not bringing that awareness into your weight loss, good luck. Good luck. Because what are you thinking? Oh, my calculator told me if I cut 1,000 calories, I'm going to lose 2 pounds a week. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. Give me a call the first week when you don't lose 2 pounds. Let me know how it's going. Let me know how your mindset is and your motivation is. I already know. Yeah. Julie said my clothes got bigger pretty quick. No, that's the downside. You got to buy new clothes, but hey, it's worth it. Because when you do it the program yourself, then way you can buy the clothes one time because you're going to stay at your goal weight. But again, super proud of you, Julie. That's the fun part, But again, it's fun when you program yourself then in it because it's so funny. I had I don't know if Paula's here, but I love Paula's story so much. She's in the program and she came into the program having lost 130 pounds. So she already knows how to lose weight, right? But just stuck. And her big thing is she never maintained it. Never maintained it ever, ever, never, ever. And she was in the program, I think the first 8 months, she maintained perfectly. Now you may say, oh, she didn't lose any weight. No, for her, the maintenance was a bigger piece because that was the big sticking point in her head. But then she got past that and now she started losing weight again. She's the lowest weight she's been at in 4 years. It's emotional, But the thing is, she's done it so completely differently and she's a different person. That's what I'm trying to tell you, like real genuine weight mastery. And I use the distinction weight mastery versus weight loss to imply it's not just about getting to your goal weight. It's about living at your goal weight. And so weight mastery really is an inside out process where you're transforming yourself. And dieting is really an outside in process where you think if I lose the weight, then I'll stay there and I'll just magically turn into a different version of myself. Good luck, So good job, Julie. We're here. Let me see if I missed any TikTok questions. Mom Lionel. You confused me. Short, lowercase and uppercase. Confused me. You have a guidance and counseling voice. I would share my problems with you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm a hypnotist and a coach, and I worked on this stuff for a long time. So I appreciate you saying that, though. What's up, Mama? How's it going? Kathy, how's it going? Something in cherry. I can't read it. Ace and cherries. I have to read these usernames. That one's is just, it's emojis. What do I do if I know everything I need to do to get thin, but I can't seem to stick to it? Well, the first thing you do is realize that you don't know everything to do to be thin. You may know all the behaviors, which you don't, but whatever. Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe you know all the behaviors, but you do not know how to think like a thin and healthy person. You don't know how to live like a thin and healthy person. And to be honest, you don't know how to eat like a thin and healthy person. You know, on the top level shit, again, top level stuff. I know how to do everything. Oh, surgery? Yeah, just cut a person open, fix whatever, sew them back up. Oh, okay. Play a piano? Yeah, just hit the keys, the right order, right time. Right? What do you want to ask me? What do you want to know? I don't know. How do you be a teacher? Oh, learn stuff, then teach it to other people. I just like, that's what your dieters sound like to me. But I can't seem to stick to it because you don't know everything. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you realize, I always say this, but the path of weight mastery, in my opinion, the path of mastery in general, it seems, is it's you bouncing up against different points of ignorance you have, things you think that you don't know, and so the first step is realizing, oh shit, I do have a pretty good idea what to eat. I'll give you that. Okay, I have a good idea what to eat, but I have a hard time sticking with it. What's going on there? That's because I don't know how to think like a thin and healthy person. Why would I? I've never been around a thin and healthy person. Or I haven't been around a person who used to be overweight and struggle with it and has learned how to be a thin and healthy person. Everything I'm sharing with you came from those people. But if you've never been around someone who used to be overweight and now is thin and healthy and could tell you the difference in their thoughts, how would you do it? Because you realize the core problems, I can't stick to it. Now, part of the reason you can't stick to it is because the way you're approaching it's too overwhelming. Okay. But again, that really comes back down to the mindset. Do you not have the mindset of a thin and healthy person? Well, no. And so it's like, gives a shit if you know what to eat. I mean, that's why nutritionists and dietitians don't help people lose weight, do they? Right? I mean, I don't know how much more clear it could be. I see plenty of overweight nutrition. Not too many, but that happens too. But regardless, I mean, if it was that easy, you could just go to your nutritionist or dietitian, get a customized meal plan specially for you, and then there you go. How's that work for you, folks of you that have done that? Has it helped you? I already know the answer, and the answer is no, because it's not about knowing what to do. It's about being able to get yourself to do it consistently. In order to get yourself to do something consistently, you've got to think differently. Where are you learning how to think differently? Do you not think your mindset affects this? How could it be? How could it be that someone would think that? So again, what I would say to you, what's easier for me to do than to describe it all here is go to my bio, click the link at the hypnosis session, which is going to be helpful. But the more important piece I think is the video. Go watch the video. I laid out the whole thing. I give you a different perspective on how to manage your weight. I'm not being coy here. I'm not going to go through this every single day. You know what I mean? The whole system. So just go watch the video and I'll explain to you, how to approach your weight through a mindset-based approach. But again, the main thing is I know what to eat. I have a really good idea what to eat. I'm a nutritionist, right? Let's just say you're a nutritionist. I know the things I should and shouldn't eat. I'm having a problem sticking to it and get myself to do it consistently. Well, that's a mindset problem. And that's the same problem you all got. Do you not think that? So that's my answer to that. What's up, Don? How's it going? Shakira, how's it going? Don says, I did easily stop night eating, game changer. Yeah, that's great. And I know some things are easy to change and some things are hard to change. And I don't know why, just that's the way it is. But yeah, if you're able to get rid, nighttime eating is, I would say in my experience, nighttime eating is the number one worst habit that the majority of people have, It was mine, mine was the nighttime eating where I was easily eating 500 to 1,000, 1,200 calories a night. So getting rid of that obviously made a big difference. So yeah. What's up, Arizona? How's it going? Arizona wildflowers. Miriam says, and if it is, you're going to gain it right back. Yep. What's up, Astrid? Going out to dinner with two friends. All right, Astrid. Astrid's in the program. Again, Astrid's one of the best examples I've seen of my favorite. I mean, listen, I want people to lose weight right away. But next to that is people that transform first and then lose the weight. I don't give a shit. I don't care what way it happens. Cause again, all I care about is living at your goal weight. But Astrid's a real superstar. What's up, Ella? How's it going? What's up, Claudia? I got it. I got you, and I saw it right before, and I was about to get you, and it took me. I apologize for that. That I got to fix. I've been updating my Claudia just got into the program. Great job, Claudia. I'm proud of you. And one of the things I'm updating the program a little bit, so there's some links that are a little screwy. So that'll be fixed. I will, as soon as I'm done here, I will email you that information. But even still, you should be able to log into if you log into the members area and you go to the PYT mastery piece, that's where that PYT technique is. All right. So you'll see it there. It is in there already. It's just the link's broken on that email. So I got to fix that. And I will, I follow up with you, and I'll send you the code too. All right. Tips on how not to binge. Yeah. Okay. Listen, and I like to say this once a day, is that it's to not binge. You have to first understand why you binge, I believe. Okay. And so I believe that there's a reason you're binging. And the big three reasons I see showing up consistently is that you're getting too hungry, right? You're over restricting, getting too hungry, and then binging. You are dealing with some intense emotions, positive or usually negative, but it could be positive too. That you're dealing with intense emotions you don't know how to deal with, so you turn into the food. And or it's a habit, and it could be a combination of all three of these. So I think the first step to deal with the binge eating for most people is going to be understanding why you're doing it in the first place, because the binge eating is usually there's a pattern to it, right? Typically you're not binging all the time. It's showing up at certain situations. And so I want to kind of stalk it. I want to become aware of what's going on. What is my binge patterns? And that's the first step, because how are you going to resolve it if you don't understand it? It's so funny. I just got my shoulder fixed. I've been dealing with a bum shoulder for 4 friggin' years, like a clown. And I finally went to the doctor. They took an x-ray of it, and they instantly saw what it was. It's a month. It's a month between the first time I went to the doctors. I dealt with this for 4 years, went to the doctors. A month later, here I sit. It's all fixed. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that in my mind, I thought it was a pinched nerve. I thought it was my muscles were weird because I use my arm too much. I'm sitting weird. I thought I tore a rotator cuff muscle. I'm sitting here self-diagnosing. I don't fucking know. I don't know what it is. I ain't a doctor. I go to the doctor literally in 1 month. It's completely fixed. My point to you is this, that the binge eating, you're sitting there and you keep cycling through the same shit. You try and stop yourself from doing it, but you're not recognizing what's causing the problem in the first place. And so if you truly want to fix the binge eating, you have to understand what's leading to it. And if you start paying attention, you're going to start to notice there's very specific patterns you're following. It's not always the same. So it's not always like, oh, I'm restricting and now I'm eating. It's usually, you might have one binge eating habit that's triggered by hunger. You might have another one that's triggered by emotions. You might have another one's triggered, oh, it's Friday night, time to party. So it's up to you to start to understand your different binge patterns first. Then once you understand it, then you can strategically fix it. The first thing the doctor had to do is they had to figure out what was going on here. They didn't just ask me, what do you think it is, Jim? Why would they listen to me anyways? I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to my shoulder. But luckily they didn't do that. They said, let's get an x-ray, because they know what they're doing. So the first thing I do is diagnose what the problem is. Because if it's a chunk of calcium in there that's like a pebble in my tendon, that's going to require a different solution than if it was a torn rotator cuff, right? So we have to understand what the problem is first before we can fix it. And most dieters, again, don't do this because when it comes to dieting, it's the same solution every time anyways. What's the point of diagnosing? It's always the same answer. Just use willpower and stop yourself. That's bullshit. So again, the first thing I do is understand it, and then you can resolve it. KT says you can stop eating donuts and croissants, but start eating more of something else and you won't lose. Absolutely. That's very true. That's very true. It comes down to the calorie consumption. So that's important to keep in mind too. Gina says, hey, I lost 90 pounds this past year. Listening to your podcast and lives was the catalyst. Thank you. Gina, congratulations. And that, you get a screenshot. That is awesome. Congrats, Gina. I'm proud of you. 90 pounds. What an accomplishment. Great job. So keep it up. Keep it up though, okay? Trish says yes. I don't miss any questions here. Chula Kazi says, opinion on water fasting for 30 days. I'm on day 10 of a monitored water fast. Then I'll transition. I don't think you really want my opinion, but you asked for it, so I'm going to give it to you. I think, if it's not, if it's just to lose weight, I think it's goofy. If it's for spiritual or, other reasons, health reasons, great. Okay. But for weight loss, I think it's silly because the transition's the lie. The transition's the big lie of weight loss. The transition, the maintenance, the come up to maintenance, the transition, bullshit. Hey, listen, you might be the outlier. There's always outliers. You might be one of them, and I hope you are. Okay. So I want to make that crystal clear. I'm not preying on your downfall here. I want you to thrive. I want you to water fast, lose the weight, and then transition to a healthy diet, keep the weight off forever, and live happily ever after. Okay. That being said, I think the big things you got to watch out for is that you're going to lose a bunch of weight and then you're going to transition and start putting weight on. And I think you're going to freak out and you're going to have a hard time transitioning because the weight's going to start coming on. Why wouldn't it? So I'm not a big fan of water fasting, but that's, again, we have different goals. Most people, their goal is to lose weight, get to their goal weight. My goal is for you to live at your goal weight forever on your autopilot. So they're two completely different goals. I would never water fast or recommend it for weight loss because it's a temporary strategy. It's temporary. It doesn't help you at all. You're never going to use that water fasting shit moving into the future. So I would rather dedicate all that time and energy into something that's going to last for the rest of my life. And that's what Program Yourself 10's built around. So again, I appreciate the effort you're making, and I wish you the best with it. But, again, it's just an outlier experience you're doing that's going to give you outlier results for a little while. But at some point, we all got to come back to reality. We all got to live our reality. And so what you're doing now is it's like going on vacation. You know what I mean? Like who gives a shit? I mean, go enjoy yourself. It's great. But then you come back home. And then the water fast is the same thing. You're not in any way really practicing being the person you need to be to live at your goal weight for the rest of your life. You're not dealing with the mindset. You're not dealing with how you need to eat to be a thin and healthy person. And it's this imagination that you're going to lose all the weight and then magically be motivated to change everything that you haven't been able to change up until now. Because now you won't want to gain the weight. But unfortunately, that's not how it works because 95% of people that lose weight on a diet put it back on. So that idea that just, I'm going to lose the weight and now I'm just going to be motivated to keep it is a bunch of bullshit. Nothing supports that idea at all. It's a fairy tale the diet industry sells to you to sell diets and monitored fasts and shit like that. What's up, Frida? How's it going in the UK? Bobby says you're fired. What's up, Sophia? How's it going? Jenny says, hello from Greece. All right. Greece, the home country. Sophia says, Jim, is it better to snack a little bit throughout the day or like 2 small meals or just 1 medium meal in the middle of the day? I mean, at the end of the day, that's up to you. There is no better, right? We got different metabolisms and we're different people. So I have people in my program that are thriving and some eat 4 meals a day, some eat 5 meals a day, some eat 3 meals a day, some eat 2 meals a day, some eat 1 meal a day. So I couldn't sit here and tell you that. And I hope you never listen to someone who does because they're full of shit. How do they know what Sophia likes to, what works best for Sophia? How would they know? They ain't you. So what I would suggest and what we do in the program is we experiment. Spend a week where you snack a little bit throughout the day, see how it goes. Have a week where you have 2 small meals, see how it goes. A medium one, you know what I mean? Test these things out with you. Who gives a shit what I say? Again, that's that diet thinking that like someone knows the perfect way to lose weight. How's that possible? Every body is different. Every body is different. Like literally. And I don't think people really have internalized that. Like, we got all different blood types. We all have different lactose intolerances. You wouldn't know that, right? Just looking at someone, you can't tell that, but it's true. So that like, if someone drinks milk, it's, I drink milk and I'm fine. Everyone should drink milk. Well, have you ever heard of lactose intolerance? Should we take that into account? So again, I think diets are we're going to get there because we're going to get to personalized diets. So thank God, because every person's different. Every person thrives with different strategies. But before we get there, you're going to have to take it upon yourself. But I would never, again, this is the diet mentality that someone's going to tell you. I mean, every diet's like this, isn't it? How can a whole population do Weight Watchers? How can a whole population thrive on keto? How can a whole population do intermittent fasting? What, 8 billion people, everyone on the planet, that's what they should do? It doesn't make any sense. Everyone's different. Everyone's got a different lifestyle, different environment, different genetics, different body, just so many different factors. So again, I could sit here and tell you, and I don't get me wrong. I mean, there's best practices, things that work for the majority of people. But at the end of the day, it's really what works best for you. And if see, this is the thing. I know it's a harder path that way. I know, hey, of course it's easier for me to say, okay, here's the meal plan, just do this. And you love that because it's easier. But it's not, how's that going to work? I don't even fucking know you. How am I going to tell you what to eat? And you're just going to do it. Like, that's crazy. So instead, we got to figure out what works for you. And if you do that, it may take you a little bit longer, but then a year from now, you've got to complete, you know, the answer to that question 100%. And if I come and said to you, so, oh no, you have to do this, you would be able to say, that's not for me, not for me. For me, I realize I've tried these things. What works best for me is this. I was just saying that I was doing a coaching call where I was talking about like, what you dieters cannot even imagine that my clients get is there's a foundation of peacefulness that you can't even imagine. And some of it is because certainly we structure things so we know it's coming and we know it works for us, and there's that. But the other piece is that there's a confidence that comes with it because you've developed your mindset blueprints, your lifestyle blueprints, your eating blueprints around you. And so for the first time in your life, you can start to, I don't give a fuck about some new diet. Do you understand that? Some new diet comes out. So, oh my God, this is the diet you got to do. The best diet in the world is this diet here. We only eat meat, from 8 to 12, and then you need no carbs I don't give a fuck. I already weigh what I want and I know exactly how to do it. So I don't give a shit. Your best diet, put in a pipe and smoke it. Don't care. I already figured out the best diet. Do you understand? Because until you listen to yourself and come up with your plan that works for you, you're always at the mercy of the next best diet. And believe me, that's never ending. It's never going to end. That's why they never give you a plan that works, because they just keep running you around, the merry-go-round, getting your money every once in a while for every time you finally decide to do some dumb fucking diet. So stop. Experiment with it and find out what works best for you, Sophia. Okay. Then you'll have a real solid answer. You'll never have to question that again. You'll know. Wouldn't that feel better? Julie says, went from grilled cheese and burgers, fries to grilled chicken and turkey, salad, soups, and veggies. Yeah, that's super. And again, Julie, she's in the program, so I know she did it systematically, and that's the way we change. So Shireen says, to your point, I worked with a dietitian in a geriatric center, very knowledgeable, advanced degree, et cetera, and 150 pounds overweight. Yeah. Dietitian made the plans for the residents. Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to pick on dietitian nutritionists, but I met plenty of overweight dietitians and nutritionists. And I'm not even saying that means anything. Lots of people have been to dietitians and nutritionists. It's knowing what to do is not the fucking problem. Like knowing what to eat is not the problem. If it was every diet, you would do one diet and you would follow it and you'd lose weight and you'd just be fine forever. All the diets work if you follow them. You know that, right? So again, it's not about knowing what to eat. It's about knowing how to get yourself to do it consistently. And I think you're going to find there's a huge hole in your knowledge there. You have no idea how to do that. You've been given one tool and it's willpower. And you have no idea how to truly change how you eat consistently. You have no idea. Like you don't even know where to start. The language to describe it. I mean, is that not true? Am I making things up? So anyways, it's the missing piece. And when you figured it out, it's important. It's pretty helpful, I would say. Yeah, Sophia says, what I'm doing now is not working. I'm still the same weight. The scale is not changing. Yeah. And then Sophia says, I never thought of it that way. Again, that's how I know I hit something right. That's what I hear all day long. And I like that. It's like I constantly get people telling me, my clients, says, I never thought of it that way. Great. Because that's when I know a real change is afoot, is when you haven't thought of it that way. That's when you're on the right path, is when it's a new idea or you see something from a different angle. You're on the wrong path when you're like, oh, I know what I got to do. And you start your keto plan for the fucking 50th time. That's when you're on the wrong path, when you're just doing the same thing, thinking the same things, So, yeah. Sophia says, you're right. LOL. I know. What's up, Christelle? Tricky says, I'm doing 20,000 steps a day and eating healthy. I'm not weighing myself. Great. Again, the scale is use it or don't use it. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. I've seen people lose weight using the scale, and I've seen people lose weight without using the scale. Now, if you use the scale once a week, it gets a little harder. But yeah, so I think that's fine. Now, I will say, if you're not weighing yourself because you're freaking out about what the numbers are going to say, you don't want to blow yourself off course, there's a lot of negative emotion and programming in you that's there regardless, but good for you. 20,000 steps. Now, I will tell you, 20,000 steps, this might bum you out. I just read this today. 10,000 steps. How many calories do you think 10,000 steps? 10,000 steps, like 5 miles. How many calories do you think 10,000 steps a day burns? Anyone want to guess that one? 10,000 steps a day. How many calories do you think that burns? 10,000. 5 miles. 5 miles. 10,000 steps. Shade says 600 calories. Right? Think about it. I don't know. How long does it take to walk 5 miles? Oh, Julie says 60. Okay, we got a high one and a low one. It's 250. 250. Okay, JL there got 200, so that's pretty close. 250, right? That's a 20-ounce soda. That's half a cheeseburger, 250. So again, it's really important. And again, but great job burning the doing the walking and stuff, okay? But it proves the point, in my opinion. Again, you have to agree with this, but Program Yourself Thin is much more based around not like you're eating. You know what I mean? It's more about, because mathematically, yeah, I'm burning just over 600 calories. Yeah, so that's about 250. You're right in the ballpark. And again, all that calorie shit is estimates, anyways. Let it be known. But anyways, regardless, great job. 20,000 steps is a lot. 20,000 steps, though, for the average person, it's going to be temporary. 20,000 steps is a lot of walking. All right. So again, congratulations. Great job taking action. Okay. However, you have to look and say, is this something I'll be able to maintain for the next 30 years, 40 years? If you want to stay at your goal weight for that long, assuming that. And so in my opinion, I'm not, exercise is great, but when it comes to weight, mastering your weight, I think the real secret is to master your eating. Mathematically, it's way easier not to drink a 20-ounce soda, not to get the cheeseburger, than it is to go and work out for half hour. So I'm a lazy person. So I've always built my weight mastery around the easiest thing I can do. Okay. That being said, the big question I have for you, Tricky, that I ask everyone is, how long? Well, you don't know. You haven't been weighing yourself. But so I think I got your question mixed up with someone else. So the big question becomes, how long have you done it? How long can you keep it up? And so take that into account, because I think it's an important question. Because if it's something that you don't feel sustainable, and maybe it is for you, it might be something like it just fits and you got the time and the foreseeable future, you'll be able to do this forever. Cool. But I think it's an important question to ask, because I think a lot of dieting mindset is really just about how can I lose the weight? And you think about short-term temporarily. And I think the important question is, how can I keep it off? And then that's a longer-term time frame. But again, great job taking action and doing those. KT says, a scale really messes with my head. Like it can ruin my entire day, week, or month. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I get that. But, again, I mean, like KT, that's something, if you do get in the program, that's absolutely something we would work on. And it's one of the things my clients love the most, is that the whole scale thing, like the scale is just a tool. And what's happened is you've been conditioned to have all these feelings about it. And so it's just a tool, though. And the ideal is that the scale starts to feel like the speedometer of your car. You don't have all this emotion around your speedometer. I mean, you're not scared to look at the speedometer. You look at it and you're either going too fast and you slow down, or you're going too slow and you speed up. But you don't have anxiety about it because you know how to speed up and slow down. You have scale anxiety because at the end of the day, you do not know. You don't know how to change your reading. And so the scale just reveals you don't even know what you're doing. And so it creates a lot of anxiety and tension. But again, at the end of the day, the scale really it's just a tool. And so you have to learn how to use it. You've never learned how to use it, not emotionally, not mentally, of course, you know how to step on it, look down and see what it says, but I'm talking about in more other ways. Shreen says, is 10,000 steps, 5 miles? If so, that's great, because I've been counting as 4 miles. I believe so. I just read that today. And so I don't know. Let's find out, actually, because I think this guy knows what he's talking about. But this is what steps. 5 miles. So roughly equivalent to it. So yeah. But again, it just proves the point that again, I don't think strategically, I don't think mathematically it works out well to focus on burning the calories as much as it does to avoid putting the calories in your body in the first place. I think, and it's a longer term strategy. If you like I've mastered my eating and I've been at the same weight for 30 years and I've not done any consistent exercising at all. I've had little moments of things I've done for a month here and there, but nothing consistent at all. Now I'm an active person. You know what I mean? Like I like mowing the lawn and doing projects and I like moving a lot and doing stuff, but I have not liked going to the gym. You know, I feel different now because again, you know, what's taken away is, you know, what you don't know what you got until it's gone. So my shoulder being hurt for 4 years, I couldn't do push-ups. I couldn't do really any resistance training. So now that my shoulder's back on the mend, I am so excited to add resistance training into my life, but it's for a different motivation that I didn't have previous to turning 50, you know? So now I got different motivations rolling through my mind and body here. But, as I think about my future, the next 100 years of my life, I expect to be the same weight because I've mastered my eating, you know? So it's like, I don't have to maintain some really high level of calorie burning for the next 100 years to maintain my weight. Because I believe I've built it all around mastering my eating. So I believe that the eating, you know, mastering your eating to control your weight is a much better strategy. And I think it's a much better long-term response. All right. Yeah, KT says steps don't burn that much. Sadly, I often get 15 to 20K steps easily and I'm still chubby. Yeah, it's just, it's not the steps. So, but it's good to know that. Again, I know it can be disappointing at first, but then I'd be excited to know that because now you realize it and you can fix it. You know what I mean? Again, it's not the walking. And if you love walking that much, knock yourself out, keep walking that much. But if you don't love walking that much, then great. You know, and now you can kind of ease off on that and just put that energy into the eating piece and then get better results than you've ever gotten. All right. Tricky says, I've been doing this for 4 weeks. Oh, nice job. Nice job. Arizona says 20,000 steps be different for everyone based on their weight. Yeah, of course. That makes sense too. Sophia, I love to work out, walk, and keep moving, but what's hard for me is that I have no control over my junk food intake, like popcorn or my favorite dessert. I have no motivation to stop eating that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the classic, you know, but I love exercising. Yeah. People have this. Again, everyone's got their own challenges. Like, you know, my challenge is more, I don't like working out, you know? But I haven't really been that motivated about it either, you know? So, but I am motivated to be what I want to weigh, and I'm very motivated and lazy. I am lazy. Like I really like to build around the simplest solution. And so I believe for weight mastery, the simplest solution is mastering your eating. You know, they have a saying, you know, you can't out train a bad diet. And I think it's true. And it's just a lot easier to eat the right stuff than it is to eat the wrong shit and then try and work it all off, you know? Yeah, Vicky says activity and adjusting consumption together make all the difference. Yeah, agreed. That's the royal road. That's the perfect one. I would agree with that. Sophia says like it's a problem. Yeah, I get it, Sophia. I mean, again, I don't know. It's kind of like, see, like Sophia, I'm not picking on you, okay? Because everyone does this, but it's like we always have a hypnotist in our head. We're all our own best or worst hypnotist because we're always in our head talking to ourselves. And we tell ourselves stories and eventually we believe them, you know? And a lot of times those stories are complete and utter bullshit, you know, but we believe them and they create the results that we get. So, you know, for Sophia, you know, like when she says, you know, for me, you know, what's hard for me is I have no control over my junk food intake, you know? Now it's like right off the bat, that's not true. I mean, you have some control at the very least, and you can absolutely improve that. You can get better at it. Now you have no idea in hell how to do that, you know, because you just think I got to stop doing it. And you try stopping yourself and forcing yourself not to eat it, and it doesn't work. And you say, it doesn't work. I have no control, but it's because you've never learned how to influence your mind at all. But the way you influence your mind is what you say to yourself. You keep saying, I have no control over junk food. I have no control over this. I can get myself to exercise all the time, but I have no control over the food. I have no control over the food. It becomes a mantra. You say it to yourself all day long, some form or another, and you program yourself. Everyone's programming themselves at all times. Me, you, every single person on the planet is constantly programming themselves constantly. and they're believing shit, right? So Sophia's here. I have no control over food. I have no control over junk food. I can exercise all day long. I can go to the gym. I love it. I can do that. I got all the willpower there. I have no control over my food. And so it becomes this belief. It becomes this reality. And it's a crock of shit. It's a fucking bullshit. Now, maybe at best you have not had any control until now. I have not learned how to have control. I'll give you that, maybe. But it's not a fixed reality. It's your experience so far, and it's an experience based on what you've been exposed to. And what you've been exposed to is diet thinking and overconsumption and food addiction and all the rest of it. You've never learned how to run your mind. You've never learned how to program yourself for success. What would happen if all of a sudden you said, I have control? I really, really, again, I'm not going to say because it won't make sense to you, but when you start putting different ideas in your mind, you start behaving differently. Does no one believe this? Sophia said, if I had the time, I'd go to the gym every day and go for a jog every day, but I don't have that kind of time because of my 2 toddlers. And I get that, but you know what? It's good for you, because then you just waste a bunch of time and you'd still be overweight. Because if you have no control over eating the junk food, that shit wouldn't even matter anyways, and they would just mess with you. Tricky said, it is in the mind. I really believe I can take control. Yeah. Yeah. Well, then see how you do though, Tricky, too, because again, that's the other key part is believing you can take control and learning how to take control. They're 2 different things, just so we know. You can believe that you can learn to play the piano, and you can, but you got to learn how to play the piano. You know what I mean? Just because you believe you can play the piano doesn't mean you can just sit at a piano and start playing it. Do you understand? And it's the same thing with taking control of your mind. Just because you think you can take control of your mind, because what you're thinking a lot of times, people think, I'll take control of my mind. That's willpower. I'll just force myself to do the right thing. Mind power. I'll just make myself do the right thing. That ain't going to work. It's the bottom up stuff. Your willpower, by the way, let's just talk about willpower just for a second. Willpower is your prefrontal cortex. It's about 10% of your brain, the newest part of your brain evolutionarily. It's about 10% of your brain. And your willpower starts out at the strongest point in the day and goes down. Every day it's the same story. And depending how stressful your day is, how much you have to think about things, it goes down quicker. And so you can think you're going to take control of your brain with willpower, and you're going to find out bullshit. It's not true. The secret to taking control of your brain is to take control of your thoughts, the thoughts you have consistently day in and day out. And so what's happening is subconsciously, you all have thoughts that are kind of generating on autopilot, and they're generating what they're doing. And then consciously you're trying to fight against those. That's what we call willpower, right? That's what your diet experience is. I want to eat that cake. No, we're not going to eat it. And you can do that for a little while, but then a week later, your willpower is not as strong. Let's have some cake. And by the way, let's have some cake just happens automatically. You don't have to remind yourself to remember the cake. You just automatically think about it. And so the cake cravings happen automatically, and you have to keep showing up with your willpower. No, not today. And the next day you come back, come on, let's have some cake now. No, we can't. Not today. No. And let's have cake today. No. And it becomes this never-ending battle that very few people win. So real mind power is a bottom-up process where you start to take control of the thoughts that you're automatically generating. In my opinion, that's what I think anyways. So that's what I think. Yeah. Sophia's looking into the hypnosis program. Yeah, I think you'll like that. Again, I think the mastery program is better, but again, I understand financial realities, and you get the one that it seems best. Yeah. And Tricky's out here doing big things. So again, what I would say to you, Tricky, though, again, and I don't say this to sound pessimistic. I'm here literally. I just want you to understand that I dedicate literally every single day, Monday through Friday. I pop on here for free, trying to help people. My mission in life is to help as many people as possible live at their goal weight. So preface what I'm about to say with all that stuff, that I'm proud of you, Tricky, for making that change. But it's been 4 weeks, and it's not easy. It's very impressive to have done that. But at the same time, there's a lot of initial excitement to make this big transformation. And over time, that excitement is going to fade somewhat. It just probably is. Maybe it won't for you, and I hope it doesn't. But if it does, and you're going to find that you're going to get into a weird spot, and you're going to start saying, Jesus, I thought I could take control of my mind. You can, just not probably the way you're doing it. I'm going to say it out loud, and I hope I'm wrong. And I'm fine being wrong. I have no problem being wrong. But we can't confuse initial excitement with taking control of your mind. So there it is. And I say that because, and I'm gonna sound like a jerk now, but I don't care. I don't care. I take a oath of no bullshit oath, and so I have to live by it. But when Tricky says like, you can do it, Sophia, that sounds great. I appreciate the confidence and the positivity, but why can she do it? Why would she be able to do it now when she hasn't been able to do it this whole time? This is dieters. I love dieters. Again, this is why I was like having like a Facebook group or something, a bunch of dieters. This is terrifying to me because they'll do this bullshit. They're like, oh, I started my keto plan. Everyone, you can do it. You're gonna do it. You can do it. Bullshit. And they're all a bunch of bullshitters. Don't take this. I know this is probably true. I haven't read your comment yet, but it's probably triggering. But I don't care because at the very least, this will help you recognize something and blast through it. You get mad at me and just use it. I don't care, but because it's a real thing. That's why I say it. You know what I mean? But just saying you can do it, Sophia, it sounds good to say it. Maybe it sounds good for Sophia to hear it. And I have no doubt that she could do it, but she's going to have to do things differently than she's done them. Right? Is that right? Because what would be magical? I always say, look, I call it the magical Mondays. That's I love dieters for this. Dieters are so they love the magical Monday. Well, what's that mean? The magical Monday is when you think, you've been struggling to lose weight on diets for 30 years. And in your mind, you're like, okay, next Monday, I'm going to start my plan. Right. And it's like, why? What the fuck do you think is going to be any different next Monday than last Monday? Or right now? What's going to be different? Same mindset, same body, same environment. What's going to be different? Why would you get different results all of a sudden? Why? Because it's Monday? Because it's what? This Monday's different? So I don't care. I said what I said. He says, I just don't buy any junk food in the house and it's working. I'm drinking 2 liters of water a day. It's all about self-discipline. It's not all about self-discipline. Because, and again, I get it. This is funny, but I don't mind doing this stuff because it's like, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not here to convince anyone, but at the same time, I can't just sit and listen to dieting bullshit either and just let it go. It ain't just about self-discipline. If it was about self-discipline, then what are you going to do? People, you're fucked. Because you have no self-discipline, do you? Do you think you have self-discipline after 30 years of failed dieting? You think you're a disciplined person when it comes to your eating? You don't. So if it's all about self-discipline, what if you believe you don't have any self-discipline? You're just fucked. It's not about self-discipline anyways, though. That's a piece of it, though. It is a piece of it, but it's not all about self-discipline at all, in my opinion. Sophia says, I think it honestly comes down to motivation for me. I agree with that. I do. Yeah, and the mind too, for sure. But motivation comes from your mind. You understand? So listen, I think everything's mindset. But when I talk about mindset, I will tell you, and I've been studying mindset for 30 years, I don't think there's a lot of good information about mindset. I'll say it. I said it out loud. Carol Dweck's the queen of mindset, and she's known for the fixed growth mindset stuff. Okay, that's great stuff. I love it. But it's like kindergarten to me. I don't know where you go from there. It's great. It's a great starting point. But how do I go deeper into mindset? So in Program Yourself, then we break down mindset into 6 categories. The first one's motivation. Absolutely. Do you know how to motivate yourself, folks? I already know you don't. But okay, so we learn how to motivate yourself. The next one's self-image. How do you think about yourself? How do you identify? If you identify as an overweight overeater, it's going to be real hard for you to master your weight. The next one's habits. Do you know how to neuroscientifically, strategically influence your habits? Emotions. Do you know how to deal with your emotions genuinely? How to feel the emotions you want to feel and deal with the shitty emotions you don't want to feel without food? Thinking. Do you know how to think like a thin, healthy person? Do you know the questions to ask, the words you use, the phrases you think in? Maintenance. Do you know how to maintain and get through difficult times? And I don't know. You can answer those questions for yourself, but program yourself in the mindset piece would go through all that. So it's all, you don't think those things are important when it comes to your weight? Maybe you don't. Maybe they don't matter at all. Maybe I'm on the wrong path. I don't know. But I think they matter a whole lot. And I think you trying to change your weight long term without fixing those things is, hey, there's always outliers. There's always, so I wish you all the best, but it doesn't seem like a good strategy to me. It's not one I'd want to do that. What do you think about calorie counting? I think calorie counting is good as a calibration tool to do it for a week or two so you can kind of get a sense of where the calories are of the foods you typically eat. And so, like, oh shit, I thought that was 200 calories, it's 600 calories. That's great to know. Oh, I thought that was 600 calories, it's 200 calories. Great, I'll build around that. So I think calorie counting is good as a calibration tool to make you aware of what you're eating. And I think counting your fucking calories day in and day out is absolutely insanity making for most people. And I think it's ridiculous and it's unnatural. And I think most people quit on it. So I'm not a fan of calorie counting long-term as a weight loss strategy. I am a fan of using it to become more aware of what you're eating. So a quick version of that. Tricky says, because if she really wants it, she will. That's true. It's true, but it's not true. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is true technically. Like, on a very technical level, if you really want something, you'll make it happen. But the truth is, I'll tell you, Sophia, I'll diagnose you right now, Sophia. Okay. And here's why what Tricky's saying isn't true. Yes, you want to lose weight, Sophia. You really want to lose weight. You think about it all the time, you want to lose weight. Okay. But you got 2 toddlers, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're depleted, you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and the evening comes and you need some time to unwind and relax and recover. And what happens is that in the moment is way more important. At 8:00 at night, your desire for recovery and you time, Sophia time, I need some time to shut the world out and give me a few minutes away from the world. And the main way you're doing that is you're eating junk food. So you're not eating junk food because you want to be overweight. You're eating junk food because you associate that with your best way that you know of in your life right now. Eating junk food at night is the best way you have to unwind and just shut the world out for a little bit of time. And so you want to lose weight, but you want and need that time at night to decompress and unwind more. So, yeah, she really wants it, but she wants something that makes her overweight more. And until that's resolved, good luck. Am I close, Sophia? Does that sound like you at all? Mimi says motivation comes and goes. Kind of, but not really. It comes and goes for you dieters, but let me put this, think about your diet motivation. That comes and goes, right? Let's think about your motivation if you're a parent or if you work. That motivation, it goes up and down. It never goes away, right? Even with, oh, I fucking hate my job, you still go. Fucking hate my kids. My kids are driving me nuts. You still show up and take care of them. So your definition of come and go is way off. I get what you're saying, but your dieters, yeah, your motivation comes and goes because you're not really motivated anyways. You listen, folks, y'all weigh what you want to weigh. Your weight is a great numerical, quantitative number that really defines your motivation. You weigh what you want to weigh. I'm not saying it, just like Sophia just said, I'm not saying you don't want to lose weight, by the way. I know you want to lose weight, you do, but you want to keep eating the food you're eating and living the way you're living more. And that's what's winning. So yeah, when you really know how to deal with motivation, again, that's why in Program Yourself, then the first thing we do is deal with motivation. Because you all don't even know how to motivate yourself. You're extrinsically motivated. There's a science of motivation. You probably don't know that. And what you're motivated by to lose weight is extrinsic motivated. You want to look better. And that's a weakest form of motivation there is. It's why the reason you take care of your kids and still go to work even if you don't like it, that motivation never comes and goes. It gets higher and lower, but it never goes. You still go to work. You still take care of your kid, at least most of us, right? Your weight loss motivation, that goes right out the fucking window. Gone for months, years, gone. That's because you're not really motivated. Yeah. Turkey said, no one's going to make it happen. Only she can do it. Well, I agree with that. But at the same time, Tricky. That's an incomplete phrase, right? That's like saying no one can make you learn a language. You got to do it. Well, okay, that's absolutely true. However, if you're going to learn a language, you better fucking learn from someone who knows how to speak the language, right? No one can learn how to play the piano but you. True. However, if you're going to learn to play the piano, you got to learn from somewhere. You can't just, I really want to learn the piano. I'm so motivated. I'm going to do it. And then you sit at the piano plucking at that. You're never going to learn the piano that way. I want to learn how to speak Chinese and I'm so motivated. I'm going to learn it. Well, how? You need to have some outside influence that's going to teach you how to do it, because what you got in there right now don't know how to do it. So again, these are, and Tricky, you're going to see that. Now I'm just going to let it out the bag. But again, Tricky, I know you're fired up and you're excited and you're motivated. And I'm happy for it. And I want it to last forever. But there's a good chance something will happen. It'll knock you off track. And you're right now, Tricky, what we call, you're in the all or nothing mode, and you're in the all version of it. I bet you've done this before to some degree. Anyways, but dieters get in the all or nothing mode, and you're in the all mode right now. And the real test of what's going on for you is not how long you can keep the all mode up, because no one keeps the all mode up forever. It's what happens when the all mode falls apart. When a day goes by and you can't walk, or you hurt your leg and you can't walk for 20,000 steps, what happens now? And so in Program Yourself, then we follow the philosophy all or something, and so understand, you know what I mean? Like that's what's awaiting you. And again, I'm not saying to be a jerk. I'm saying to prepare you for it. Nothing I'm saying here is to be rude, but at the same time, let things go. Anything you tell to help people whose blood sugar is high? Yeah, I mean, for most people, that the reason your blood sugar is high is because of the food you're eating. And so, the first kind of initial response would be to start paying attention to the glycemic index of the food you typically eat. That's the starting point if you haven't already done that. Now there's other factors. There's someone in the program and she eats really well and she's at her perfect weight and she has high sugar. So there are outlying factors sometimes, but the majority of times it's going to be the foods you're eating consistently are spiking your blood sugar. And so in that case, yeah, go check out glycemic index, and start becoming more literate in the glycemic, what spikes your blood sugar and what doesn't, which foods do that. What's up, Karen? How's it going? Mimi says, if you manage to lose only 1 kilogram per month, that's good. But how to do that seems easy, but it's hard. Yeah, I mean, the losing 1 kilogram a month's not hard. It's the staying with it, because you're just so demotivated by it. I can't tell you the number of times clients have said to me, who are successfully losing weight, who have successfully not been losing weight for decades, right? And all of a sudden they're losing weight and they go, oh, it's painfully slow. And lucky for you all, I can't reach through screens and psh, psh, psh. But it's like, first of all, this has been the easiest weight loss you've ever experienced. And second of all, what's painfully slow? How much weight did you lose last year? Nothing. That's painfully slow, right? So anyways, though, but yeah, the hardest part of losing 1 kilogram a month is staying with it. Sophia says, yes, actually sounds about right. Yeah, exactly, Sophia. So it's not that you have no control over junk food. See, again, this kind of comes back to the idea that we always do things for a positive intention. You're not eating junk food to be overweight. You're eating junk food because it causes a positive thing in you. And the positive thing is it's your time to unwind and relax. So you need to find a better way to unwind and relax. In my opinion, I think you need to find a better way to unwind and relax, better than eating shit food at night. And once you have that, now you've got a chance of really moving past that. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Turkey says, I finished eating food at 4 p.m. I used to eat in the evenings, but not anymore. My first meal is 11 a.m. Oh, nice. You're doing intermittent fasting too. Anything you can tell if sugar is high? I mean, again, if your sugar is high, I mean, again, and this isn't for everyone, but it's just a kind of a rule of thumb. The initial response, typically, if your sugar is high, what were you eating? You know what I mean? Start to connect those two. So I don't know where you're at with this, but if you're starting to test your sugar and your sugar is high, well, what did I eat right before that? So we need to make a connection between spiked sugar and what I ate that led to the spiked sugar. What do I eat that spikes my sugar? What do I eat that keeps my sugar, at a lower level? And so that's the first step, is the awareness. And then obviously once you have the awareness, you start transitioning to eat more of the foods that have a slower absorption, that don't spike it. Sophia says, would your hypnosis program work for the problem that I have, Jim? And yeah, what you said was right. Yeah, it'll definitely help. It'll definitely help. I'm going to be completely honest with the hypnosis program to you all. I have tested the hypnosis program a little bit with some people, only the hypnosis program, and it's gotten enough good results that I feel comfortable selling it, and I sell it with a guarantee. Okay. That if you listen to it and use the program, then I believe it'll help you lose weight. Okay. That being said, what I've done most of my career is I educate people how to figure this out themselves. So that has a way higher chance of success because we're not just basing on, it's not just one modality of just hypnosis. There's also, you start to understand how to diagnose what's going on with you and come up with a strategic solution to it. And not only a strategic solution, but a strategic holistic solution. So for you, Sophia, just going a little bit deeper into your situation, if you just got the hypnosis session, what's going to happen, and you use it, what's going to happen now that's different in your life right now is you're going to relax. I already know you're stressed out. And so what's going to happen is, for the first time, probably ever in your life, but at least in a long time, you're going to start to relax. 5 minutes every morning, you're going to close your eyes, you're going to relax, you're going to breathe more deeply, calm down, center yourself. And then you get lots of positive stuff put in your head. And then at night, I hope you listen to the 10-minute session, another 10 minutes, relaxing, calming down, whatever. So what's that doing? It's bringing down your stress levels. It's relaxing you. And you're getting all this positive stuff put in your head. Is that going to help you eat better? Yeah, I think so. And it seems to help most people. What if it doesn't? Maybe it won't. I don't know. It's not 100%. I wish. So, in that case, it doesn't work. Well, that's literally why I haven't sold the hypnosis program by itself for 20 years. And I finally realized, I said, okay, I tested enough. It's working for enough people. And it's fucking good. I mean, people told me it's really good. There's nothing like it out there. I see people, I've been doing research on the top 20 hypnosis programs in the world, and they're all clown shows, absolute total clown shows. 3 sessions? That ain't going to do it. And I know this because I know these people are hypnotists. They're not weight mastery experts like I am. So I know right away, this program, just as a hypnosis program, is the #1 hypnosis program in the world. And I put a challenge. If you find a hypnosis program that's better than this, I will give you $100. You don't have to buy anything. Go search for hypnosis programs and you'll see it'll be alive and kicking next week. So you'll be able to see the whole program, and you are not going to find any hypnosis program within 1,000 yards of this one. Guaranteed. You got to put the challenge out to you. I know hypnosis programs. I've been doing this for 30 years. So it's the best hypnosis in the program. So is it my ideal? Is that what I want people to get? No, I want them to get the whole weight mastery system so that they take control themselves. Because if you learn how to do this, then there's no question. Well, does it mean everything works perfect out the gate? No, but then you have the ability to say, oh, this isn't working. What's going on? Then you can diagnose it, analyze it, and correct it. And I think that's the most important piece. That's why I call it weight mastery. But I know a lot of people don't want to master their weight. They just want to lose weight. Fine. Fucking fine. I'll give you the hypnosis session. You can lose weight that way. Fine. I'm going to stop fighting against it. But at the end of the day, I think the mastery's there. However, Sophia, whatever, get the hypnosis and then you get on these lives and I'll talk to you this way, but, yeah, so I don't know, again, I'm not here to sell the program, but it's, that's what I think. That's what I think about. Bob says, does a person need to be ready to be hypnotized to combat food addiction? I think that brings up a good question. And I'm going to do a lot of hypnosis education. As I start promoting this program, I will talk a lot more about just straight hypnosis and the benefits of it. I think there's 2 types of hypnosis. I think there's going to see a hypnotist. And I think that brings its own set of challenges, because now you're kind of like alone with this person. And there's a lot of potentially, and depending how good or bad they are, there's a lot of kind of awkwardness sometimes, right? And there's oh, you're gonna close your eyes and go into this trance and there's this other person there and it feels weird and you might resist it. When you start listening to the sessions, a typical hypnosis session, this is why I know these other programs aren't as good as mine, because what happens with hypnosis sessions, you get 3 sessions, you listen to one of them and you listen to it 4, 5, 6 times. And all of a sudden it becomes less and less hypnotic every time you listen to it. That's the nature of hypnosis. And so the good thing of listening to sessions is you feel more comfortable, right? So you're at your home, you're by yourself, and you feel more comfortable kind of letting go and going with the flow of it. The downside is, though, after you've listened to it a couple times, you've heard it and it's less effective. That's why Program Yourself Thin, it's a new hypnosis session each week, a core one for 8 weeks. And each day it's a brand new session. It's like 60, I think it's like 65 sessions total. And then there's another 30 sessions in the library. So it's like, that sets you up for that. So that being said, does a person need to be ready to be hypnotized? I don't think they need to be ready. I think they need to understand what hypnosis is. And a lot of people walking around there with a lot of misconceptions. Listen, first of all, you don't have to be ready to be hypnotized. You're all being hypnotized constantly. Every time you watch a movie or a TV show, you're being hypnotized. How do you explain it? Right? You're imagining everything that's going on the screen and you're having experiences from it. You watch a horror movie, you're nervous and tense. You watch a comedy, you're laughing. You watch a sporting event, you're releasing adrenaline in your body and you're hyped up about it. So you literally have physiological effects based on what you're watching on a screen, which is really just your imagination. So we're hypnotized all the time. It's just, unfortunately, most of the time we're hypnotized for entertainment and consumption. Every commercial is a hypnosis session. That's a good one. I'm going to write that down for a video. Let me give you 1 second here. So yeah, you're usually hypnotized for entertainment or consumption. Almost never are you hypnotized for positive messages. Where are you getting messages from to be the best version of you, to be happy, to be healthy, to love eating whole natural foods that energize you and make you feel alive, where you can sleep well and wake up refreshed, where you feel good about yourself, where you're flexible and you're strong and you're proud of yourself and you have this intrinsic sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. You haven't heard words like that strung together probably in your life. Let's be honest. Where are you getting constant positive messages that build you up and support you? That's why I'm releasing the hypnosis just as it is. I want to get into the meat of it, but I understand, I get it. And so this program, I always call it like it is a weight loss cocoon, but it's really a personal development cocoon, because what happens is when you relax and calm down, you connect to your best self. How do you operate best? Do you operate better when you're stressed out and overwhelmed and freaking out, or when you're calm, relaxed, and centered? So how is your reading? Right? So say you don't learn another fucking thing, and the only difference is the same knowledge you got in your head, you got right now, but how are you eating on a day when you're stressed out, freaking out, upset, tired, versus a day when you're energized, calm, relaxed, grounded, and centered? Same you, same knowledge in your head. Do you eat differently to those days? So the hypnosis regularly creates this cocoon effect, a bookending effect, where you start your day calm and relaxed and you end your day calm and relaxed. And it's bite-sized pieces. It's not overwhelming. It's not an hour session, right? It's 5 minutes in the morning. It's 10 minutes at night. And you start to cultivate a more grounded, centered, calm version of you. And so that alone is doing most of the work. There's all the great ideas and words as well. Each session is built around a mantra, because that's how we think. So it's very, very strategic. But a lot of the work, in my opinion, is that you're cultivating this more calm, centered, peaceful, relaxed version of you. And that version of you tends to already make better choices, even without any new information. So I don't think you need to be ready, I guess, to combat it. And even combat, it's funny. It's like with that diet thing is that combating it, right? In the, again, even you, when you are in a good place, right? Just like you're centered, you're calm, you're peaceful, you're just feeling good. It's not as much of a combat and a battle. It's kind of just like, I want to eat healthier. I don't want that bullshit. You just naturally make better choices. So a lot of dieting is built around this hyped up, tense energy. And I don't buy into any of it. I want to let all of that go. I don't want that. I want to be more calm, more centered, more relaxed. And from that place, I tend to make better choices naturally. And then I build on that, with other stuff. Carrie says, eating too often also keeps sugar up. Yep, absolutely. Ben said, meaning should a person wait until motivation is high? No, I wouldn't wait till your motivation's high. I think that, I mean, it depends what you get. You know, again, if you get the hypnosis program, you can have shitty motivation. I don't give a fuck what your motivation is. If you listen to the hypnosis sessions, it'll change you. You know, that's what I say. That's why I guarantee the program. If you listen to the sessions in the morning and at night regularly, I guarantee you'll change. Guarantee you'll lose weight. Guarantee it. I mean, what can I do? You know, but you got to listen to them, you know, because that's what makes you got to do the work. But how much easier can it get? It's the easiest weight loss you'll ever experience. I mean, you got to commit 15 minutes a day, ideally. But shit, it's the most enjoyable 15 minutes of your day you're going to have. So no, I wouldn't wait till my motivation's high. I would do it now. I'd get the regular program so I could learn how to make my motivation high is what I would do. But that's another story. But Sophia says, to be honest, I'm not really stressed. It's funny. Tricky says cortisol makes you gain weight. You know, here's the thing too. Cortisol doesn't really, it's not that cortisol makes you gain weight as much as cortisol kind of triggers you to overeat more. So you gain weight, and it triggers you to overeat more in a lot of different ways. Now, it does also kind of trigger your body to hold on to calories to some degree. But I just want to make a point. There's a more complete idea that the cortisol, it's not just that it does something to your body and makes you hold on to weight. A lot of times it triggers overeating as well. So something to keep in mind. Yeah. Tricky's trying to help out. Have you tried fasting? You know, Sophia says, yeah, I tried it, but I end up eating at night. It's just my mind. I eat very healthy and I exercise almost every day. I just don't reach my goal weight for some reason. Yeah. KT says, you're not alone. Every time I tried fasting, it led to binges later in the day. I would agree with that. I mean, you know, that's why I say people ask me about intermittent fasting all the time, and I intermittent fast. So it's like, I like it enough that I do it. And I've done it for 30 years. However, when people ask me about it initially, I really qualify it because what I've seen in life working with people, the reality is that more often than not, I see the intermittent fasting being a great way to develop a binge habit, you know? So I like intermittent fasting in a nuanced way as part of a system, program yourself in system. But I don't like it as a one shot fixes it all thing. I don't like it, you know, and I think it has not great results typically. So you're not alone either, KT, with that. Tricky said, well, I've decided to make changes in my life and I have determination to make it happen. Great job, Tricky. I'm proud of you. Sophia, you can shoot me a message, Sophia, but again, it's up to you. Cause if you want to get the, if you want the system, if you want the system, I told you that too. Like if you buy the system this week, and again, I say this to all, I haven't mentioned this, but it's like if anyone's on the fence with getting the program or not, the system, right? So the hypnosis, just the hypnosis only program is going to be available next week. Okay. Right now, there's the Program Yourself Thin system, which is the hypnosis program. It's the Program Yourself Thin technique, and it's the weight mastery blueprints and a bunch of bonuses. It's built for you to master your weight. And there's a coaching version as well. The program and the coaching version are going up in price next week. Okay. So if you have been on the fence with getting the program, it's $297 now. It will be $500 next week. And the coaching's $1,000. It's going to be $2,000. So I'm just letting you know that. Don't give a shit if you buy it or not, but I'm letting you know that now before I put the prices up. And so if you, Sophia, get the $297 Program Yourself Thin Mastery program, I'll give you a week of coaching and I will work with you directly as well. If you want the hypnosis program, just wait till next week and I will have that link ready to go. No, so that's up to you. So, yeah. So email me if they want the mastery one. And, if you want to wait for the hypnosis one next week, I will have that ready to go for you all. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys have been a pleasure as usual. Great questions. Appreciate it all. And if you're not part of my world yet, please go to my bio, click the link, get the hypnosis session I give you for free. Watch the video I made you for free. Read the emails I send you for free. Read them all. They're going to help you all. Okay. It's all free stuff. All right. And if you like the podcast, this is actually a podcast. I found out yesterday someone didn't know that. But it's actually a podcast. So if you can get on the lives, if you want to ask some questions, hop on the lives. We usually do them Monday through Friday, right around noon Eastern. And if you missed it and want to listen to it, it's on a podcast called Program Yourself Thin. And so you can listen to it on all the platforms. It's there ready to go for you. And you can listen to the old ones, new ones, all the rest of them, and they're there. And then follow me. Yeah, I forget to mention, people, if you're listening to me, just kind of landed on me, follow me if you like what I'm saying, because you never know when I may drop another video that may help you out. All right. So might as well follow me. And then, yeah, again, if you're really ready to take a big commitment, you want to join the program, go join the program, and I'll see you in there. So thanks, everyone. Have a super duper day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.